Hi, and welcome to Section 2, Android Pie Notifications. In this section, we are going to learn what notifications are, how to create notifications with focus on notification channels and notification groups, how to implement conversation notifications with detailed data of the participants, and how to include images into conversation notifications. But first, let's start off with a quick example. By definition, notifications in Android are defined as messages displayed by the Android system outside of your app's user interface. And they're basically intended to provide additional information such as reminder information or information about communication with other people. And some examples of what notifications can look like can be seen here in the center of the screen, where we have received 4 notifications from Jane Doe, John Doe, as well as Jane Smith and John Smith. Setting up notifications. So welcome back here at this tutorial. I have started up with a brand new Android Studio project, and basically all that I've done so far is create a layout file to properly showcase this notifications tutorial video. So if we have a look at my activity main layout file, then we can see that I've set up a user interface with various different buttons. And those buttons are basically intended to allow me to send various kinds of notifications from different people. And then we have some more buttons down here to actually show notification settings for individual notification channels. So let's get started and head back over to main activity and start by configuring our notification setup basically. Beforehand, I want to mention that I will code all the requirement implementations into my main activity. So everything that is required for notifications will be coded into my main activity. In case you are working on an actual app that is used in the real world, obviously, then you should not put this code inside your main activity, but rather somewhere where you actually, for example, receive push notifications from your backend server, and then you want to create your local notifications there. For the sake of this example, I'll just do the setup code right here. So as a first step, I'm going to copy over some of my predefined IDs that I've created or previously created IDs. So basically what we have here is 2 group IDs as well as 4 channel IDs. And those will be serving as my IDs for the notification channel groups, as well as the IDs for the 4 notification channels for the different kind of people that I want to send or showcase notifications for. So in order to actually create notification channel groups and notification channels, we need a so-called notification manager. And the notification manager is a system service, so we can get it via get system service. And then we can actually provide the name, which is, for example, in this case, notification service. And then we just cast that to notification manager. So now that we have our notification manager, we can use that manager to create our notification groups. There's a method called create notification group, which takes a notification channel group as a parameter. So let's create a new object. And as you can see here, we can, on the one hand side, provide an ID for our group, which we have already created up here, as well as a name for our group. So let's do that. So you might be wondering what all that John Doe, Jane Doe, and John and Jane Smith thing is all about. So basically what I want to showcase here is that I will be creating 2 notification channel groups, one for the Doe family and one for the Smith family. And then basically the main purpose of notification channel group is to group, as the name indicates, or to combine together notifications of certain channels. So basically channel 1 and channel 2 are going to belong to the Doe family group. Notification channel 3 and 4 are going to belong to the Smith family group. So let's create the second group here. And later on, these notification channel groups will allow the user to specifically enable or disable notifications that belong to a specific group. So last but not least, we have to create our notification channels, which can be done via Notification Manager, create notification channel. And as channels are a little bit more complicated to create than groups, I have prepared a little function here that is going to help us. So basically this function creates a notification channel. It takes a channel ID, a channel name, and a group ID the notification channel should belong to. So as you can see here, we are just creating the channel with ID and name. And then here, very importantly, we assign the group the channel should belong to. And now in here we can say, so this is going to be channel ID 1. The channel name is going to be John Doe, because it will simulate notifications coming from a person called John Doe. And the group ID is going to be the Doe group, as John Doe obviously is a member of the Doe family. So let's just copy that and create the channels for Jane Doe, and then of course for John Smith and Jane Smith. And of course they now belong to the Smith group. Alright. So this is basically our main setup. Now we are going to execute our application and just have a look at what that looks like. What this code should do is set notifications up for our application and display the different notification channel group and notification channel settings in the Android native system settings application. So let's run the application and head back over to the emulator to have a look. So the user interface of our application comes up, and because we have coded our setup into the onCreate function, the setup code should now already be executed. So let's hide our application real quick and go to the system settings. And then let's scroll down to notifications, or basically to applications. Let's have a look at that real quick and search for it. Apps and notifications. And here you can already see my notifications example application, which is called Notifications, in the recently opened apps section. So let's click on that. And you can see here that notifications are enabled, which is the default value. And then if I click on notifications, we should see our notification setup, which is the Doe family channel group and the Smith family channel group. And as you can see here, we can selectively enable or disable notifications for a specific group. We can selectively enable or disable notifications for a specific channel. And we can of course also disable all notifications for a specific application. All right.